Sarah, I'm just going to let you have free reign here. What is this story that you posted recently? Super important. I think exclusively you posted it or broke it about an American ambassador nominee and her connection to Christopher Steele.
Well, this is what's so incredible. And part of this story is, so here we have this...
I'm going to interrupt you rudely. I have to say,
okay.
These are the best guests. They post something and I say, hey, can you come on the show now? And they say, sure, I'll drop everything. That's the kind of woman Sarah Carter is. Sorry, I just had to give you the kudos there. So go ahead. Tell all our listeners the story.
Well, anytime, Sebastian. She was a State Department official. Actually, the Deputy Assistant Secretary, her name is Kathleen Ann Kavlik. She was actually nominated to be the ambassador of Albania. And for a lot of people don't realize here how important that post is. That's a very important post because it deals a lot with Russia. There's issues with China. So it's an important post. Now, what's interesting about her is that she is a State Department official who's been there for quite a long time, who is a big supporter of Obama and Hillary Clinton. And according to people that I spoke with a senior White House official about this, and they said that she wasn't exactly nominated by President Trump, although her name went through his office. It was she was nominated through the career process. And why this is
you mean the swamp? The swamp nominated her.
The swamp, yeah. So
okay.
Basically, exactly. So she was moved through the process. And we've seen that a lot at State Department where people are kind of moved through and shuffled around. And they're careerists. They've been there forever, and they obviously have their own beliefs. And some of them are Democrats, some of them are Republicans. But what was so fascinating about Kathleen Kavlik is that she was in communication in 2016 quite frequently with Christopher Steele, the former British spy.
Let's stop a second here. Let's stop a second. A career State Department employee, not a political, a career, was in regular contact during the election year with the former British intelligence agent that compiled the Steele dossier that was used to obtain the warrant to spy on the Trump campaign?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so number one, I just got to ask some questions here. When you have a security clearance, I presume she has a security clearance. I've had a security clearance on more than one occasion. You need to report your contacts with any foreign national. Forget about intelligence agents or former intelligence agents. Did this woman report her contacts with a former MI6 spy? That is one question I have yet to have answered. I do not know. So why was she
didn't respond?
So how did you find this out? What was she doing? Do we know what she was doing?
Yes, we do. There were email exchanges between Bruce Orr and Kavlik. So Bruce Orr, remember, is the DOJ official. He was demoted twice. His wife worked for Fusion GPS, which was the research firm that hired Christopher Steele to compile the dossier, which was paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee. So she's in communication with Bruce Orr. They are chit-chatting back and forth on text messages, by phone, and they also had meetings. And at one point in October, this was October 2016, remember Christopher Steele had visited the State Department, and he had a personal meeting with Kavlik. He also met with Bruce Orr at the time. And then even after the election in November, it was around November 21st, I believe, she had also been communicating with Christopher Steele and Bruce Orr at this exact same time. And this was the email exchanges that she had with Orr, which we were able to show their communication. Now, the White House...
Go ahead.
The White House actually withdrew her nomination for the ambassador.
We have a minute left, Sarah, and thank you for joining us at no notice. Has she supplied us an excuse for why she's talking to a former British spy?
No, she has not. She is one of the people that they would like to question and continue to question. It appears that it had to do with the dossier, and that she was a conduit, just as Bruce Orr was, for the FBI to move information to the FBI after they fired Christopher Steele, or not fired him, basically let him go as an intelligence officer or a source for supplying the information.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that was basically because Christopher Steele was sending information, trying to basically shop his dossier to the media in the United States.
We're out of time on this segment, but you've got to follow her, Sara Carter DC, on Twitter, SaraACarter.com, Fox News contributor, and also fellow on the Independent Women's Forum.